Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, the German edition. Just joking, it's the Netherlands edition, guys. Last episode, we started to expand a little bit in Germany. You know, when it's in one of the brand new trains leaving the airport on the hill. And I asked you guys not to mention the airport on the hill last episode, but some of you fools did. You know who you are. Now, we've got this brand new train on a loop right now. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've got it on the wrong side of the tracks, which is kind of annoying. I also missed one of the stops in Dortmund right now for the buses, which I have now fixed, guys. Appreciate it right now. Appreciate it. But today, we're finally going to get our first planes landing and traveling to and from Germany. Oh my goodness me. We're not going to have this train line connection connected up to the main grid. We're going to keep it all separate just to give them a reason to actually use the airplanes. So before we can do that, we need to extend our two lines coming down right now to Cologne and to Bonn. Once I got these two set up, we can then get trains, boys. So if you are enjoying this series, not trains, sorry, planes. If you are enjoying this series, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, before I do that, let me just quickly rejig these lines because they're going to annoy me if I don't sort them all out. So basically, I'm going to cause World War III right now and get these to all now switch over. On the other one, we then go from 3 to 4. Like I said, World War III is now about to get caused. And let me now see if I can sort out these trains. So where are the trains right now? This one's here. If I quickly build this, it should then technically switch over. Very good, very good, very good. In your own time. It's not like we've got all day. Right, delete. There we go. And where's the other one? The other one is... Where's the other train? Oh, it's here. That one's here. And if I do that, that then should have the green light to switch over as well. And no more issues, guys. We're back in business, baby. We're back in business. Right, let this one to get through a little bit more. And then we'll delete you. Flipped over. Right, let's continue. So we got two cities left to do. We got two lines. We've got a line that comes from Wessel down to Dusseldorf, which currently ends there. And we have a line from Dortmund. Actually, no, we don't have the line from Dortmund yet. We are yet to create... Oh, we are yet to create the Wessel line coming down to Dusseldorf. Okay, so we don't even have those lines created yet. So we'll have one from Dortmund down to the airport to Portal, down to Cologne to Bonn, and then one from Wessel down to Duisburg to Dusseldorf to Cologne, and then into Bonn. So what we need to do is we're going to need to first set up, which means I'm going to delete a little bit just here right now, unfortunately. We're going to implement a little bit of a station, and what we'll do is we'll place, it needs 4 tracks, hasn't got to be super long, but I'm going to place it just here on the very end. And then we'll extend the road going down. You can connect through. You can connect through like this. Just preempt where the city's going to grow. And I need to get these two lines here running into it, which currently I reckon what I should do is have this line here run straight and then have that line bend within it. Right, let's delete all this. Get rid of, boys. Get rid of right now. And awkwardly delete all of this. I hope in Transport Fever 3 when it comes out, deleting like that, there's a better system. More like the City Skyline system where you can click, hold, and drag. And it'll just get rid of everything in a big long line. All in one simple click, boys. Right, run you down to there, and then run this all the way back up. Right, I also then need to create this as a parallel one, because I've decided to keep the lines all separate here in Germany for the funsies. Right, you run into there, you run down to there, and now we should be able to run these all the way down. No problemo. So we just kind of switched it up a little bit. Just changing its angle and its position. And then we should be able to then theoretically run nice and smooth right now into here. I have a feeling that station does not have high-speed tracks. Because guess what, guys? I'm a noob. Even though I don't need to do high-speed tracks, I like to make it visually look like it's part of the same network. You know what I mean? Not like they're going to be going high speed anyway. But you never know. You never know. We might break the sound barrier, boys. So we have the lead is now coming over. And what I'm actually doing, I'm actually delete this road here. And we're going to build an end platform train station there. High speed. Just so it visually looks okay. And then bring this down and in. And that is as simple as it needs and is going to be. So I'm going to build this to about there. And then bring these out the same as well. Because we want to try and mimic them as much as possible. And so if I bring this all the way over, we should be able to bridge it over. No questions asked. So increase the height. Apparently there are some questions that are now going to be asked. Like, what in the world is going on? Okay, this hasn't boded very well, has it? Let me go further back. Maybe I need to go a little bit further back to implement what I need to implement. Right, raise you up. Right, okay, fine. We'll start again. So we'll get to here and we'll go 1, 2. Or, no, let's go 1. Let's see if I can get away with 1. And let me see if I can implement the same here. So it looks like that is already kind of technically getting to the same height. It's not going to be identically perfect, this. And let me scrap that off. All right, come off it. There we go. And now raise it up. Are you for real? I would have thought by now we're going to the moon. Right, we'll just manually do it ourselves. You know what I mean, boys? We'll just manually do it. Like, I don't want to do it anyway. Right, that's got to be fine. Is that roughly the same height-ish? That's roughly the same height. We'll bring it to there. And then get rid, back in. It should bridge us over quite nice. Change it to that style. Leading up and over. Change the bridge style. Right. Not going to argue with the rest because I don't really mind too much now. But that's going to run directly into here, which means that's going to run into there. You're going to run into there. You're going to run into there. So all I've got to do is just implement the Crissy Crossy. Hopefully it works on both sides here. Yes. And then we can officially extend, actually no, create the lines because we don't actually have the lines created. So new lines. And we're going to zoom right in. So we're going to start in Dortmund. We're going to come down to the airport station here, which it needs to be on that side. And I'll make this pink so it stands out. Coming all the way down to here. All the way down, then to here. So it's a longer run down in this direction. All the way down into there. So Dortmund can use both sides. Boom. Can use both sides. And then after Bonn, we are coming back. So we should be using the other side of Cologne, which is number 4. The other side of Wop over here, which would be number 1. And the other side of the Essen East, which should also be number 1. leading back. Now, I don't have the signals implemented, so that's actually worked out pretty well considering. So this is Dortmund to Bonn. I don't know why I'm saying Bonn like that. It just makes me feel like I need to say it like that. And then we start over here. I'll do a slightly purpley colour on this one, so the line's going to be slightly different. So we can utilise 3 and 4 as we head all the way down to Duisburg. And perfectly on the right side. On the right side. On the right, down to Bonn. 1 and 2. Then heading back. Cologne. It should be on number 2. Up to Dusseldorf. That's on the correct one as well. This should all now be correct because without anything else. Yeah, that's again done as well. So let's sort out the signals then. Get this all sorted up. And then we're pretty much good to go. With... I've got autosig as well enabled. We're pretty much then good to go with implementing... Right, I'm gonna do it very close because I can't see us having many issues with this. I really can't see us having many issues. That way, bam. That way. There we go. That's all in there. Okay, we're all in. We are now officially all in. So, in theory now, we can get the 2 trains connected on these lines. I'm going to need to get them on them somehow. I know we had the swap over there. But I need them to get onto this line. Okay, I'll build it down here. I'll build another one down here, just slightly out the... Oh, hold on. Hold on, boys. Am I missing a little bit of smoothie mode right now? I am. Right, let me do some smoothie. I was born to smoothie, boys. I was born to do smoothie. Right, there we go. I get too excited when I get to do a bit of smoothie. Right, so if I implemented you there, and then track-wise, we're going to run you into here. But if I do it long enough like that, I'm hoping there's the ability to implement the double switch there. I can do one there, I can do one there, which allows me then to obviously have the trains implement themselves on all the lines. Now, let me quickly rename this one then. So this is Wessel to Bonn. There we go. And we're going to buy 2 dual stocks for each line. So electric, dual stock. Oh, hang on, what am I doing? Right, buy 4. 2 for Dortmund to Bonn. The other 2 for Wessel to Bonn. And that's then set up. Now, granted, I've obviously got to do lots more bus route connections to make it more appetizing to utilize the trains. We've done it to Dortmund. We've done it to Essen in the last episode. How are they looking right now then? So they've had a nice little growth spurt. Now they're going to have even more connectivity with the percentages increasing. So before we do planes, I'm going to very, very loosely right now implement a couple of bus routes around all these towns. I'll explain why right now, because if I now do it, there's going to be a limitation to how big the towns can ultimately grow, because there's not much connectivity around. So they're very, like I said, they're very, very limited to how they can grow and what they can grow to. Now, once I implement, that's a big dip there, isn't it? Once I implement the planes, it's going to completely change all these German towns, because all of a sudden they'll go from now, like this town here has got a 2020 growth. It will go both of, actually no, it will do the public transportation up to 300%. So let me get the bus routes in now so we can actually maximize the coverage. So bus and tram stops will start here. And we are going to connect to this road over here, so we'll bring it around eventually. There and there. Right, let me get that road there connected. So that should maximize the coverage. That's all it's really about, is just maximizing coverages as opposed to being efficient. Right, make that pink so it stands out. Let me just copy the town name. It's easier to type it then. Call that number 1. And then go the opposite way. Make that purple. Call that number 2. Very good. Very good, boys. And then all I've got to do is drop down a road depot, which I'll pull it slightly out of the way. I'll buy some buses, so passenger buses. We'll go for these boys, 2 of them. 1, 2, on whoop 1, whoop 2. And very quickly, that's how we can implement the most basic of basic bus routes for the towns. But it really, like I said, it really does maximize our coverages. So let's quickly now do the same over here. So you can see where the kind of the station kind of reaches. I'm going to preempt a couple of growth areas. Because I'm not too bothered about the German towns, if I'm being completely honest. I ain't too bothered of how these turn out, because my main focus is, of course, in the Netherlands. Now, I feel like we need to add an additional connection here to give us even better coverage. So that has a little bit better coverage now on this. Oh, okay, they just slid a little road in there, which is wild. Get rid of you. Right, let me sort out now bus routes. So I was going to very loosely drop a couple around. That's a weird road setup they've got there, isn't it? There, and I'll go there. Right. Copy the name of you. Make it easier for me. And make that pink. Oh, I missed one. So 1 to 2. There we go. Oh, I missed one up there. How am I missing all these? Am I just like clicking too fast? All right, Duisburg 1. New line. Make that purple. Duisburg 2. Now, I won't add the buses in just yet because I'm going to kind of double it up for this town as well. And bring you directly down. Don't think I'm going to go any further, but what I'm going to do is I'll delete you. We'll create a bend. So we've got a road that runs through, and I can share the same road depot. Also gives them guys a little bit more growth because they've got a private transport connection. Right, bus route stuff now. Alright, it's all about maximizing the coverage. Give us the largest radius possible for when they grow a bit more. Right, let me get Dusseldorf. Copy your name. So add station. Bam. We've missed one. So it does. I think I'm clicking way too fast for it. I think that's the downside, isn't it? All right, Dusseldorf 1. New line. Dusseldorf 2. Very good. Very good. So if we buy a quick little road depot, I'll put it in the middle. Share it, share it. And we're going to get the Isataros. We're going to get 8, 2 on each line. So we'll get you on Duisburg 1. Duisburg 2. Dusseldorf 1. Dusseldorf 2. Right, keep it simple. We'll come back at some point in the future and add more on if needs be. I haven't done a line between the two towns because that's what the train stations are there for. And this gives us more interconnectivity. Right, so we'll do Wessel really quickly. I can't see this being that much to do. To be honest with you, I don't think I need to do one here, if I'm being completely honest. I will, of course, implement a connection here, and I'll do one on this side as well, just to maximize the coverage of the town growing. Right, if I implemented that there and then bent that into it, I'll smoothie it out in just a minute. There we go. I've been so spoilt with building in the Netherlands with the land being all flat. I forgot what hills look like. Right, the town has a pretty good radius anyway, so I'll leave that one as it is. So let's just take a look at these two towns down here, and then I think we'll call it a day, and then we'll look towards then implementing. Is that a big hill? Ooh. Can I make you go underneath? For the funsies. We'll then look at then implementing the airplanes. So let's get this all up and running. Oh, do I go on? I'm not going to go underneath, because it ruins the radius that we can reach. Right, to there. So, Cologne. New line. We'll go pink on you. Edit. Cologne 1. Right, you're in purple. Cologne 2. Nailed it. Nailed it, boys. And then I'll do a road between these ones as well. Let me see what I can do for the station first, in terms of road connections. So it gives a nicer radius. It could also be handy with a bus, but I'm going to leave that as it is as well. So let's just kind of stick it to this one then. Let's not wait any longer, boys. I'm really eager right now to get the planes all in. Right, let me throw the road depot down here. Buy the buses. We only need 4 now. And we will go for... What was this? Sorry, this was Cologne, wasn't it? Yeah, Cologne 1. Cologne 2. Very good. Very good. Very good. Right. So, things are working. They're actually chopping and changing here because they're switching lines to go in different directions. That'll be people coming maybe from Cologne up to there to switch over to go to Essen and vice versa. Lines everywhere. We're interconnected. Intertwined is the best way to put it. So, now that we've done that, you can kind of then see, for example, if I pick Essen, because I think Essen's got the best connections out of everybody at the minute. You can see we've got a plus 70 and a plus 20. It's starting to grow nicely, but that's where we're currently at. It will grow a little bit more as the German towns around it also grow a little bit more as well. But they're about to see a huge growth spurt once we start implementing the planes, because all of a sudden, this network, while it is isolated, will now get connected to our big Dutch network by the implementation of a couple of planes. So, new line. We pick this airport to this airport. Now do another new line. This airport to this airport. Very good, very good, very good. So Dortmund kind of slightly is on the cusp of pollution. It will get hit by some pollution. Let's not lie. It will. It will. So let me now grab the name of it. The two new lines. Manage the line here. We'll rename it Dortmund. That's not Dortmund, is it? Dortmund to... I'm not sure what the airport's called. But I'm going to call it Dortmund to Amsterdam. Just for the funsies. And then the other one. Manage this line. We're going to call it Dortmund to Hoogeveen. Right? And I'll change that colour to be pink as well. Well, the other one's slightly purple. Right, what planes do I buy then? Let's see. If I go to buy, passenger, and we could go for the 737. I can't remember what I've done on the other one. I don't know if they're 737s, but I feel like buying some 737s. Do you know what? Let me just double check this line. Plane line 1 is what I call... Oh, okay. So we got a load of vehicles here, don't we? Does it make good cash? It does. Manage these. These are, if I replace them, these are the 757s, which have a 50 capacity. I feel like we don't need to go 50 capacity. I could definitely reduce the cost of the running costs. I can go 737, which is a lot cheaper. We've gone 737. Cheaper, less capacity, but I don't feel like we're pushing that many people on them. So let me now just buy some 737s. I'm going to buy 8. No. I'm going to buy 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the Dortmund to Amsterdam. To Hoogeveen. Right. Oh, and one last thing I've got to do is enable them to be able to utilize all of the stands. Otherwise, we'll be in for a long wait. Right, that now opens up this part of Germany to the greater Dutch network. Now, Essen's instantly gone from plus 70 to plus 100, and that's going to keep dramatically climbing. Because that number, every so often, just keeps jumping. So, this is one to watch, okay? This is one to watch right now. It will take a little bit of time to see the full effect. But this is really exciting. This is really, really exciting for us right now. So while we wait then, let's just see if we make... Oh, hold on. So the Den Haag to Amersfoort line. Is this now making money? It barely makes any money and it's completely overloaded. So I wonder if it's better now to switch out these trains. So them trains happen to be these ones. But I have a sneaky suspicion I've doubled them up, haven't I? So if I replace them with a dual stock... Let me replace them with a dual stock, all of them. Might have been a little bit too much, but we are going to have a lot more people wanting to go to and from right now. The airport. I might do it for the other line, Rotterdam line. Replace these with dual stocks. It might be the wrong thing to completely do here, by the way. It might be the wrong thing to do. Also, the trains might be a little bit too long for the platforms. We'll see. We will see right now. I mean, this one I think is technically the longest platform of these elevated lines. And it just fits in. Oh, I don't know, you know. I feel like I might have also gotten away with doing the same length everywhere. We could be okay. We'll soon find out when it goes did when something is wrong. But this should now move a lot more people. Okay, it should now move a lot more people. Right, this line right now has always been a big problem for us, and I think it's more down to the fact that its length doesn't really work out too well, but then again, it has now recently started to make profit. So going to Zamdam seems to be a bit of an issue for this line. And I think that's because by the time it gets to this point, the train is already completely fully loaded up. So I don't know whether we need like a separate relief line or whether we terminate them in Amsterdam and not have that line going all the way. Because it's also overloaded there. So shorten the line and then split it into 2 lines could be the way to go forward with us. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pause right now and grab that line, manage the line. So once it gets to N here, which is there, we delete you. Horn, delete both of them stations. Which then we should have a Zandam station. And just here. And then delete one of the Amsterdam stations. And then the last Amsterdam station, I could set it to be able to use all of them. So we can go straight back out. Now we've got a train here that's now technically in the wrong situation. We'll turn that around. That'll be okay. And then I'll do another new line from Amsterdam. Make sure I get the right one. That goes down to, which we can utilize all the platforms of this, might as well. That comes into Zandam, which it will be on 3 and 4. Right? Yeah. All the way down to here, which is only the one side for us there, into there. And then going, heading back out. So, horn for us will be number 2. Leading all the way down back to Zandam. Which Zamdan is 1 and 2. And it'll go back into Amsterdam line there. Now, technically we don't need as many trains on that line now. But I'll keep them on until I know different. Until I know different that I've got to do something a bit different. Now, I need to pull some trains out of there so we can actually get them from this station. And I'll buy 4 for now. Which that's going to be, which is now going to be known as line 3. So there might be a bit of problems moving forward, but that's going to completely change this system. I've had to pause the game so people then don't disappear completely. They just switch lines. We could argue there's going to be a lot of problems now at the Amsterdam station, but it is set up where, given their time, they will be able to make their directions. If that makes sense. Right, off we go. Off we go, boys. Right, that's technically now going the wrong way. Because that line ends there. So you have got to go this way now, unfortunately. You don't. You're coming back, which is correct. You're coming back. You're coming back. Yeah, so they're all now heading back anyway. And I'll just have to kind of give it a little bit of time to wait for these trains to come out one by one. That's one of my brand new line 3 trains. So we should be okay. He says. He says right now we should be okay. So it would take a couple of minutes for everyone to figure out where they now need to be. You know what I mean? And then hopefully we'll get through the huge backlogs. That Almere loop right now. Let me get both of these loops and swap them out for dual stocks. So doesn't change the capacity much, if anything at all, but it makes them faster. Right, this is the issue. Wait, hold on. So who's in the wrong? Who's in the wrong here? You're in the wrong. Now I'm going to assume because the train is too long here for that Chrissy cross. Right, I'm assuming that's what the issue was there to make it go back on the wrong side of the tracks. Okay. Simple fixes, boys. Simple fixes right now. Simple fixes. I'm just waiting for Amsterdam to clear up a bit more. And then we'll be rocking and rolling. Then we'll be rocking and rolling, boys. So we could fine-tune this a little bit better as well. Because we've only got one line exiting that way. And then we've got two lines technically coming in this way. So we could separate them from the loop line. That could be a thing that we do. Just to kind of give people a bit more freedom and make it a bit more clearer, a bit more clarity. But it'll be fine once we're all spread out, I'm hoping anyway. I'm just going to wait for the trains that shouldn't be on this line coming this way, like this one here, to make its way through and get to where it now needs to be updated. So it might be a check back in an episode or two's time situation. That's what it could be. Right, how is the Germany part looking right now? One person there currently. There's people now making their way up. They've got to walk up the hill. That's the only downside to them, but it still connects, which is important. It still connects. Train on the way there. Train leading down that way. Very good, very good. Train loading up here. It's making progression. I don't expect any of these lines to have made any money yet. I don't think they've actually picked up a single passenger. It's still a little bit too early, I think. Yeah, it's still a bit too early for people to decide where they want to go. But how much has it changed Essen right now? We went from plus 70 to plus 100 to now plus 240. It's going to skyrocket. A lot of these towns are going to skyrocket now. You've got your plus 230, plus 260, plus 200, plus 170, 210, 240, 230. All these German towns are going to expand ridiculously. And I'm all here for it. Just help them out with a little bit of smoothie. That's the best we can do. It's the best we can do, boys. A little smoothie goes a long way. Little smoothie goes a long way. Yeah, nice. Nice. Right, we managed to get them trains pumping through. We can fine-tune this to make it a lot more efficient. I don't know whether we should maybe actually start thinking about that. I mean, the first thing I can do is like sort out the loop lines coming into this. Yeah, let's sort out the loop lines coming in. So Amsterdam loop here, manage this line. Right, you can see it's using multiple here, which is probably not the best idea. So when it gets to Amsterdam, it's coming from... Where's that line coming from? It's coming from this direction. So manage that and get it to on Amsterdam. use only 3 and 4. No. 4 and 5, sorry. Nope. Oh, what a fool. What a fool. Oh, it's because that's a cargo platform, isn't it? I mean, do I adjust the station? I think it might be a better idea to adjust the station. So if I just now quickly sort this station out. Right, this is going to be a bit painful, but it actually, because we're not bringing cargo here. But adjusting this to accept another passenger platform actually is going to work out in our favour. So platforms. Alright, hold on. And then passenger buildings. So let me just get in what I can get in first. Some of these are way too big. Right. And then let me just now quickly jig some of the road. To having like a better connection. Wait, does that connect? It does, yes. That connects. These two here don't. So what I'll do with these ones, because you struggle then to squeeze a road in, is we come back a bit, which allows us to then have a dedicated road. Ooh. Sorry, building. I've had to do what I've had to do right there to get that to connect better. Right, so where was I? Sorry. So Amsterdam Loop here. So manage the line. Where's Amsterdam? Is that the right one I'm on? This one's coming in this way. Okay, we'll do this one first. So if it's coming in from the right side, we'll make it go onto these two alone. So manage the line. Amsterdam. So we've got 1, 2. I want 3 and 4. Perfect. And then goes back out that way. So then Amsterdam Loop 2. That will be 1 and 2 if I'm not mistaken. So 1 and 2. Yeah. And that only uses that side, which is very, very handy for us. So that's them two. Amsterdam to Arnhem, which comes on this side here. I will allow this line, when it gets to Amsterdam, to utilise 1 to 4. So it will just take what's free and available from the looped lines, because it's on this one. So it doesn't have to interact with that side of the station. Then we got the April one here. This is the same thought process as well. In Amsterdam, go to 5, then everything from 5 upwards. So it doesn't have to interact with that line here. I mean, there's many ways in which I could also add 4 lines running in here to keep them completely separate. But I'm going to allow this to happen anyway and just kind of see how much it changes. Then the last 2 lines, Haarlem to Hardwijk. This will then share the same platforms as the... Oh, wait, hold on. It goes into Amsterdam twice, doesn't it? Yeah, I've just realised. So coming from Haarlem, it will utilise 1 and 2. Have I done that right? 1 and 2? Yes. And then on the way back in, I'll get to do 8 and 7. So it's utilising the 2 outer lines, but then again it switches over, so I could get it to actually utilise and be on this side. But then is that too many lines running through that side? I'm trying to reduce as many that crisscross over. So if I did 5 and 6... We'll see how we get on. Okay, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? And then line 3, which comes from that way, does the opposite as the Apeldoorn one. So Amsterdam, we'll go 8 to 5. Right, that will take some getting used to. That might take some getting used to. But I'm hoping then it reduces the amount of lines that have to crisscross over one another. There is still one line that does crisscross over. But that's because it's coming from that line. It crosses there to run down that line. We'll see what happens in the long run. Some of them lines could be actually pointless at this point, and we don't really need them. But we'll see as time goes on. We'll see what happens, what unfolds moving forward. Right, did we do any better over here? I reckon we could also probably now get away with an extra train on this loop. But the other loop we seem to be okay with. Unless there's people waiting somewhere else, I'm not too sure. But that one loop is the busiest. Super busy, super busy. Alright, let's switch these out for dual stocks. Does it increase our capacity? Nope, just makes them faster. I wonder if just making them faster will make a world of a difference. Rather than increasing capacity. We'll have to kind of find out at some point. Right. People walking up slowly. It's a slow walk, a slow walk. That's leaving with 17. That's arriving with 3. That's got 5 on board as well. It is now slowly starting to happen for us. So Essen right now, 260 it's up to, and drastically growing. So this isn't even the final form. We're going to have a lot more passengers transporting and travelled once the towns and areas grow a bit more. So that's another exciting part of all of this as well. I'm just hoping this Amsterdam thing might become a little bit more efficient now moving forward. It might not be. You just never know. You never know. A couple of trains here waiting. Which one's that? Oh, you're not even meant to be there. I don't know how you got there. That's waiting to cross over. That still hasn't even got onto the right section yet. That's meant to be going that way and stopping and terminating there is what we've changed it to do. Now, we have changed the size of the buildings, but that line here's got a lot of people waiting right now, which I think that's the first train to come in. So that should completely empty and then completely pick up. So that should completely empty. And once it does, completely load back up. And then that skedaddles out of here. So that's a busy line at the moment because we've had to recreate that line. So we understand why that's busy anyway. Right, a couple of trains making their way down now. Good to see. And all the double slips are in place. I'll throw these in anyway, just in case. Give us a couple more alternatives. And that is waiting for a free platform, which I think it's choosing to go into that one, right? Yeah, you can pick one of them too, but it's decided to go that one, I assume. Something different's going to happen, I don't know. And in some more double slips. Ah, okay, it was waiting for that one. That one had a bit more priority to kind of pass through. Is another train coming in, I suppose? No. It's waiting for that to leave. So I don't really like this line thinking about it crossing over. But then it will have to cross over on that side anyway. So it's got to cross over at some point. I don't think I can win. Don't think... Unless I allow that line because it has to cross over. I allow that line in Amsterdam to be able to utilize all the platforms. And vice versa coming back. Because it has to cross over at some point. So just give them a bit more... Give those guys the free will to pick and choose whatever's available when they approach. That might be a better idea for us. Maybe. Maybe, he says. Maybe. Right. Off everyone now skedaddles. Lots of trains entering and leaving all at the same time. Works out really well for us. So we'll just give that time to settle anyway. We'll give it time to settle. So with the brand new plane line all set up over here, actually 2 new plane lines all set up, passengers are slowly arriving. They're also slowly climbing the hill to make their way over here, but there's a lot of people now making their way, which is good to see. A lot of people are now getting off from this train, so they'll be making their way through and walking up to the airport. Any more trains on the way right now? I'm not quite sure which way you're going. But these towns are, like I said, going to go for a huge growth spurt as those numbers keep increasing. Now, when we added like one of the newer towns on recently, like this harbour one over here, 380% it eventually ended up on. Even these isolated ones over here, 200%. So just goes to show, even the ones with the smallest of connections, huge differences. 390, that one there. Damn. What city's got the biggest percentage growth? Whoa. I mean, when you combine both of them, Warden right now? How have you got so much growth? I suppose it's because it's got the bus stops, it's got the road networks, the highway connection, the elevated train line. I suppose that makes a huge difference for it. But what's the biggest city? It's still Amsterdam. Rotterdam is right on the toes of Haarlem, but it always has been. Heerenveen and Leuven. So you and you. 2 new towns that we've recently, only within the last 10 episodes, connected up, are now fighting for our biggest cities next. You can see where the bus route used to be around the outskirts. It's now an inner city bus route, which is kind of funny. But it shows you what happens when you kind of start connecting cities at the later stage of the game, once all your main connections are up and running. So, yeah. I think we'll leave it there. A great little addition right now, boys, is building a beautiful airport on a hill. How much money will these lines make? Well, they're starting to make a bit of cash. Will they make profit? Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. I expect them plane lines now to be losing the most amount of cash because they haven't had enough time yet to make money. But more importantly, I think we've also now made that food line make profit. Which it has. So we've drastically turned that around. Interesting. So where are we at with charts then? We've had a record income year previously of 1.79 billion. We're yet to get there, but we, for the first time ever, I think spent over... Oh no, we've spent nearly 3 billion before. But you can see from us now changing up some of our lines, the gap between profit and expenses is starting to widen, which means we're now making more profit. And that means we're becoming more efficient. Right, we'll see what happens over in Amsterdam right now. A lot of trains coming in and out, but it looks a lot clearer around here. I'm going to be honest. It does look a lot clearer. So we'll see what happens in the long run. Once that line 3 has managed to suck up all of its passengers and get them to where they need to get to, and it's all balanced out a bit more, we should be pretty good. We should be pretty good. We'll keep our eyes peeled on it.
and see what happens, but who knows? Who actually knows? Until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.